I'm very pleased to be here in Madrid. As you can probably tell by my accent, I am American. So what does an American know about European facilities management? I actually went to school at Cambridge, so I do have a little bit of a background in studying at least the infrastructure of European facilities, as I have a degree in medieval British history. So I do have a background in that. But I didn't follow the rules. I have a little bit of an about me slide. I'm going to skip past it so you guys can check my dossier. I wanted to start and talk about how brick and mortar, which is retail stores, are going to be experiencing a convergence. Tony Hsieh, who is the CEO of Zappos, which is a shoe retailer in the United States, which is a very large company, he said the convergence of online and offline seems to be an unstoppable force that will change the face of retail. Anyone here, I want to take around just a poll here. Who has placed an online order in the last month? Yeah. Don't you love it when a parcel comes and you're like, oh, I got a present? Yeah, it's that feeling that people get, and you don't get that same experience when you go to a store. Because when you go to a store, people feel overwhelmed because they see all of these things and they have to decide, and then you have a salesperson that's hovering over your shoulder. Whereas when you're at home, you have this different kind of experience, and then somebody comes and delivers you a box that you get to open, like a gift. So online shopping has taken over the world because people have a different kind of experience, and that's why things have started to change in the world. And because of this, retail is dying. So now our facilities all across the world are starting to look like this. We're starting to see these large things that used to be megalith shopping centers turn into barren wastelands. And it's happening in every country. It started in America. It started in small towns when Walmart would come in, and small cities, little mom and pop shops that had been in business for long times would go out of business. But now we're starting to see it in other centers, other places that are larger, and people don't even understand what's going on. But what happens when these buildings go out of business? What happens when they start to get barren? Well, crime rates go up, and property values go down. And in facilities management, that becomes a problem because cost goes up. Because you would think that if a building goes into decay, that the cost would go down. But unfortunately, as we know, it costs more to take care of a decaying building than it does to take care of one that's working properly. Retail sales are going down in stores while e-commerce is going way up. It is a very stark thing around the world. So the total of retail sales, while it is actually going up as the world's economy is going up, it is nowhere in keeping in touch with e-commerce. And Amazon.com, globally, is so far ahead of the pack. So what can we do to keep up with that when Amazon, for every dollar, is this far ahead? It's so staggering, and people don't even realize how much they're spending online. But what are they doing? Well, for every store, it's just staggering. The retail stores have started to stay the same. They're not going down, they're stagnating. But online sales are going up. And this is interesting because people have actually changed their profile of why they would go into a store. So when you ask people what now is the reason for them to go into a store, it's actually not really to buy something in the store. They're now going into a store to use it as a virtual showroom. If you think about when you've gone into a store recently, what have you done? For many of you, it's probably to look at something that you then want to buy online. You want to see it in person, you want to feel it, you may want to try it on, and then you'll just order it because you want to get somebody to deliver it to you for convenience. Maybe it's for price, maybe it's for something else. Maybe you're shipping it to someone. But because of this, you're using that store, that retail location, as your virtual showroom. And then you're not necessarily thinking about the facilities costs that that store has had to have for you to not buy something from them. So all of that is going into the problem that retail is dying. How many of you have seen one of these recently? They're living in, this one's from Australia, and it's a really interesting idea. It's a vending machine that sells electronics of a certain size. So when there's no person that's needed for this except for the person that has to stock the machine. And it's connected to the internet so that the company that stores it knows exactly who's buying what and when. And they know when they need to restock it, which is roughly once a week. And they know exactly what people are buying. So in this store, in the center of it, you've got a digital screen, which people can then see the display ads, which are updated frequently. They can be updated automatically. And now people can go in, they can buy what they need, and then go out. So you don't need a person manning this store, but you can then say, okay, well, I just need a new product, and then dispense it. Nespresso created something similar, because who doesn't run out of Nespresso pods once a week? So rather than having to order from Nespresso, you can just go down, pick up your favorite pods, maybe create a mix pack, and then you have your own little thing. So this is a great thing. Instead of having to go into the store and buy a whole sleeve when you may only want a couple of things, you can create your own thing. And whenever you're traveling through the airport, you've seen probably kiosks like this, where you don't actually need anybody manning the location. This is a new type of retail. Both of these are standalone locations that are display. So it allows you to feel the product, it allows you to see the catalog, but you're not actually buying anything there. The one on the right is a catalog display where you can then see products and then order them later to ship home. Now this is a new concept store that was recently displayed in a flagship mall in New York City. Wired popped this up so that they could display their products and let everyone see an item, one of each item that they were selling in their catalog. And some of them they had there for people to buy for gifts for Christmas, but then most of them were just to ship, because for Christmas, people are sending gifts. They're not generally handing them to people. And it was a beautiful designed store because people care about aesthetics. So this was a micro-automated retail store. It only needed 1 or 2 people in the store to display, but mostly they were just to draw people in. It was manned by computer systems. Each touch screen, like the one on the previous screen, allowed people to browse the catalog and order. And the idea was to allow people to touch, feel, try out all of the products. Now, you can have this physical storefront, which is different and allows you to put things into footfall areas where there are no current people walking around. And by having a wired store, for example, that doesn't normally have a store, people got to try new and interesting products that they wouldn't normally get to see. Products that are different and fun and cool that they get to see online and people are writing about in the latest tech gadget magazines. So by seeing these things, people are excited. It's an event. Unlike a Banana Republic, for example, where the clothing changes once every 6 months. So with self-checkout, like, who here has tried a self-checkout machine? Now, it's hit or miss, probably. Depending on, in a grocery store, if you've got a whole bunch of groceries, when you're doing self-checkout, it can take longer than with a person. But sometimes you're faster because you just have one thing, you scan it, and you're gone. So if you do self-checkout the right way, with the right things, then it's a good experience for people. Grocery stores are not a great implementation for self-checkout. But this kind of thing, when a person's browsing a catalog, and they pick their item, and then they scan their credit card, and they're gone. This is a perfect kind of implementation for self-checkout. If you're imagining going through an airport, you're getting ready for your flight, you want to buy a gift for somebody, you're thinking about something, and then you just pick up your item, and then you don't have to carry it with you on the plane, but it is waiting for you when you get home. That's a perfect kind of self-checkout thing. Now, an interactive mirror is something that you can have, too, because rather than taking the time to go into a dressing room and try something on, you can pick an item and have it virtually try on in front of you. This is a new technology wall kind of thing that you could put in any kind of facility that you have. So imagine as people are walking past a store in one of your locations, that you could just have them, as you're walking on, they can try on new clothes while they're walking. This is something that the technology is currently available, and it gives something a fun reason to come by your facility. So if people are trying to do like a funhouse mirror kind of thing, it's a reason for people to be surprised and delighted by the facilities that you're offering. Now, smart dispensing units, a lot of you probably already have in your facilities. These are the new kinds of vending machines that have Android touchscreen capabilities. These, it makes people happy to be able to get those smaller items, like an iPad or a notebook or a pen, something like that, to get those items that they may need right away, but you have to be very smart about the kind of things that you're putting in there. Because if you're putting a computer in there that's not purchased very often, then they're going to sit there. If you're putting a consumable, like a moleskin notebook, that's probably perfect, and you could put one in the lobby of your office building. So you can think about putting a smart dispensing unit with the right items in the right places. So fixtures are great for the virtual showrooms because you can have items for people to touch and try on. And whatever you want to have, make sure that you're rotating the items through. So if you want to have people coming into your locations that have low footfall, make sure that you're putting items in a giving new items frequently and making sure that they give you a nice new run of events. And the digital signage, similar to the smart mirrors, you can update this with technology very quickly. So within moments, if you see that people are not responding to the signs that you have, you can change the marketing. You can update new brands. You can add new materials. And with beacon technology, you can tell who is looking at what and for how long. So if you see that people are standing there and looking at a screen, that you can call them into the store even further, so you can actually walk people in through your store based on beacons. So with things like RFID tags, you can tell what people are touching what in a store, and you can make sure that they are, like, especially if you have something that is unmanned, you can make sure that they are locked in and things are not being stolen, because you can lock the technology, lock the items down by a combination of secure cameras. And on the right here, I actually have, this is called a DNA machine. This device is patented in Australia, and it actually sprays people invisibly with a DNA spray that police can then come and tell if somebody has stolen a device. Now, if you put this all together with IoT, you can actually create a customer experience that's completely standalone with no salespeople or anyone that's in the store except the customer. So when someone comes in and starts talking, like, oh, I wonder where this thing is, then the store can start talking back to them. And this is something that's really interesting. So if I walk in and say, hey, I wonder if they have this shawl in purple. Then the store can be like, why, yes, and here it is. And it can glow. It can send them a marker along the way, directing them to the purple shawl. And then it can spotlight that shawl right for them, especially in their size. And the store can automatically talk to them. Now, as a facilities manager, can you imagine creating a store, populating it with something, and not having to deal with the pain of having to issue security cards and doing background checks of new employees constantly from turnover from the retail stores? This is a new ballgame, because you can have new you can have new tenants in your retail spaces with new brands on a turnover, increasing footfall in events with IoT, managing the data in a really short amount of time. And now I'm going to show you a video of somebody that's doing just that.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
Who wants one in their store? So we're going to continue to see this happening all over the world. There's already, so the Amazon Go store is up and operational. There's already other pop-ups like that working. I currently am developing other stores like that, and like in conjunction with Amazon and some other places. That's what I do. So it's if anyone would like to speak with me about how you can integrate sensor technology and IoT with your facilities to make them more interesting and technology forward, I'm very happy to speak about that. So thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here in Madrid.